Your insecurities are what's making your life harder by the day. I've been you, trying your absolute best in everything you do just to fall short of your own standards every single time, while exhausting your last energy comparing yourself to everybody else. And in this video, I'm gonna teach you the simplest, most straightforward and complete guide to full self-confidence so you can stop second-guessing yourself, girl, and free yourself from the chains of this comparison and uncontrollable levels of self-criticism, because I'm damn sure you deserve better. So let's get into the method that's actually going to help you feel that magnetic level of confidence that everyone's been talking about. And step one is consistency. This is the foundation of self-confidence. The root word of confidence is confide, which really means with faith or with trust, as we're gonna think of it in this video, okay? So self-confidence is just self-trust. But how do we build trust in ourselves, right? Let's look at things that we already trust then. When you get in your car and you turn it on, you put it in drive, you have full confidence that when you press the gas, it's gonna go, right? Like, you never went to bed insecure, like,
oh my God, do you think there's gonna be another day tomorrow?
No. And the common factor in those two things and in anything else that you have confidence or trust in is consistency. Because there's never been a time that your car didn't go when you press the gas, and there's always been another day, right? It's never skipped one time. So to have trust in yourself or confidence in yourself, you just have to consistently do actions that benefit you without failure. And I'm not talking about failure in performance. I'm talking about failure to show up at all. Because every single time you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you are weakening the evidence you have that you can even trust yourself. Being consistent with yourself doesn't have to be crazy, like
you need to start going to the gym 7 days a week and you need to start meal planning every single day.
Like, no, confidence can be so simple. We can start with water. Tell yourself, I'm gonna drink 10 cups of water a day, and do it. Or I'm gonna make my bed every day and actually do it. Stop telling yourself anything you're gonna do that low-key you know you're not actually gonna do. It is actually that simple, but we've just ripped away our trust in ourselves by hitting snooze, by skipping the gym when we say we're gonna go, by procrastinating studying when we say we were gonna start at 4 p.m. but we actually start at 11 p.m. You don't actually have to do all those things. You just have to tell yourself you're gonna do them when you're actually going to do them. And next time you go to procrastinate or press snooze, think about how this is gonna impact your level of trust in yourself going throughout your day. So now that we have the foundational basis of confidence covered, let's go through confidence in layers, okay, from outside to inside. Let's start with the physical, which is in our posture. There is a scientific principle called embodiment, and this is the fact that your brain produces real feelings of power and confidence when you get into a more upright and open posture. So it's literally going to make you feel more confident if you sit up straight, if you look straight ahead, if you have a more wider stance. And the physical aspect of confidence includes making eye contact. But eye contact is a sign of confidence. Why? Because when you make eye contact with someone else, you're exchanging energy. And when you're not confident, you don't want someone else to read that insecure energy in you. So you try to hide it by looking away, or even worse, looking down at your phone. But improving your eye contact is a lot like building strength in the gym. If you want to build strength, you have to pick up the weight. But in order to pick up the weight, you need to build strength. So in order to get better at making eye contact, you have to start doing it. But lessen the weight, right? Don't start with 100 pounds. How about you start making eye contact in shorter, more brief periods, like 3 seconds, in a conversation with someone you're comfortable with when the topic is light. Maybe you're laughing with your friend. You can also use fake glasses to make like a barrier for yourself. Even use sunglasses if that's what it takes. And start putting your phone away so it's not available there as a crutch for you to use to avoid making eye contact with people, which basically leads me into the next step of this method, which is getting comfortable being perceived. You need to put your phone away when you don't need to be on it, because everybody knows at this point that the phone is often used as a social anxiety crutch, and people with lower levels of confidence use the phone as a way to escape into a reality in which they don't have to be perceived by their physical surroundings. But if you want to be more confident, you have to get comfortable with people knowing that you exist in a public setting. And the easiest way to get comfortable being present in public is this really interesting exercise, okay? You go to a mall or a park or any public space that you can walk, right? And you set a 10-minute timer on your phone and put it in your purse or your back pocket, and you start to walk. And you look only in the direction that you're walking in until someone passes by you the opposite direction. And that's when you're gonna make eye contact with them, okay? That sounds so creepy, but it's not, because the eye contact that you make with someone else when they're passing by you is so brief, it's so short. So you only have to muster up the courage and the confidence to do it for a split second. And every time you do this, your brain is going to realize the fact that you're okay and nothing bad happened to you. So it's going to eventually stop sending you fear signals throughout your body in anticipation of being perceived by someone else in a public setting. And this 10 minutes is going to turn into 20 minutes. It's going to turn into an hour. It's eventually going to turn into your ability to go out to eat by yourself and not even look down at your phone, because you're going to feel that comfortable just being in public. The next step of this method is going to peel it back another layer, and we're going to address your thoughts. The predictability of how you're treating yourself in your mental world is another type of evidence that affects your ability to trust yourself, aka your self-confidence. So how do we trust our own thoughts, right? Really tell me how you're gonna trust your own thoughts if you don't know if you're gonna wake up one day and tear yourself apart in the mirror, or wake up another day and try at least to tell yourself,
Hey, I did a good job today.
you're not gonna know which thoughts to trust. Duh. So how then do you turn your mind into a tool that's gonna produce consistent, positive thoughts to benefit you, instead of just rip you apart all day long? The truth is always so simple, isn't it? Because the short answer is you just need to talk consistently, positively to yourself. And I'm not talking out my ass right now. This is real, okay? There's real evidence to prove this point. Researchers have actually taken two groups of people and told one group to talk positively to themselves and another group to do nothing so they can compare them. And long story short, at the end of the study, the group that was told to speak positively to themselves increase their self-confidence and decrease their levels of social anxiety. And in the research studies where these people were athletes, they improved their athletic performance compared to the other group. So this is really just proving my point that the way that you talk to yourself can be used to improve your self-confidence. But the big question is, how the hell do we do this? Because you're a master of criticizing yourself in your head. I know, because I was too. So I'm gonna tell you actionable steps that you can use to increase your mental self-esteem using positive self-talk. One thing that you're gonna start doing is in the morning, whenever you feel insecure about yourself, and at night before you go to bed, you're gonna start telling yourself, I am beautiful. You know, I have an amazing personality and I am capable of achieving anything that I put my effort toward. And you can customize that list to be whatever, suits your circumstances, but you're gonna have to start talking positively to yourself, whether you believe it or you don't. Because if I'm being so real with you guys, we don't have control over our thoughts at all, okay? They pass by like clouds in the sky, and we only have control over which thoughts we're gonna put value on, give energy to, and choose to believe. So by combating the negative thoughts that you have with positive affirmations like those, maybe you're not gonna believe them, but you are going to show your brain that you're there for yourself, and you're not going to let yourself continue to become a victim of self-sabotage all day long. You're going to show your brain that you're trying, and that's going to make you trust yourself to come through for yourself and at least try to not give value to these dark clouds passing in the sky. And in addition to our thoughts, don't let your speech about yourself be negative either. And one thing I'm talking about is phrases like,
I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so
sorry for what? I'm sorry for you. Because by saying that, you're breaking yourself down without even realizing it. And another one is self-deprecating jokes. The laugh that you get from that is not worth the impact that has on your self-esteem, because what you say out loud, you're more likely to believe. So don't be saying things about yourself that you don't want to be true. This is why we can't believe affirmations about ourselves. This is why it's so cringy when we look in the mirror and tell ourselves, I love you, and you cringe and you're like, ugh. Yeah, because all you do is think backstabbing thoughts about yourself all day long and talk crap about yourself in deprecating humor. So if you stop talking crap about yourself in here and out loud, you might find it's easier to believe yourself when you throw a compliment your way. So now that you know how to feel physically confident, how to just be comfortable existing in public, and that positive self-talk is actually effective, I'm going to teach you how to tackle the elephant in the room. It's the kryptonite to anybody's self-confidence: comparison. Your self-confidence can only exist in the absence of comparison. And comparison can often be used as a motivating tool, right? But if you're still watching this video, you know, and I know, that it really just leads to self-doubt, right? And even if you're comparing yourself to someone that you think is lower than you or less than you, it might make you feel more worthy for the moment, okay? I'll give you that. I've felt that too before. But the problem is, because it doesn't come from yourself, it doesn't make your confidence stand a chance when an insult is thrown your way, or when you try to go and look at yourself in the mirror and you pick yourself apart. Where's the confidence from that comparison then? It doesn't exist. It's not real. But being real honest, when we compare ourselves to other people, usually we're looking at them through the most perfect filter that ever freaking existed. They are flawless. They've never done anything wrong in their lives and they're perfect. But the problem is, this delusion that we're letting ourselves believe that like perfection even exists, it's faulty evidence. And we use it to send ourselves out on missions to achieve goals that don't even exist in this universe. So of course, we're always gonna feel let down. And even if you do compare yourself to someone else and you kind of get to their level of whatever it is, whenever you get to that level, there's always gonna be someone else that's better than you at anything. And the first step to stop comparing, and honestly the most important step, like the most important thing in this video, honestly, if you take nothing else away from this video, do this. You're going to get a piece of paper. You're going to get on the notes app on your phone, on your arm, in the backs of your eyelids if you have to, and write down a list of all of your positive qualities, anything that you like about yourself, any actual accomplishment that you've made for yourself. And it doesn't need to be an award that you achieved. It could be like, listen, I made my bed for 1 week in a row, accomplishment, or I handed in my homework on time that day, accomplishment, or I got a B on that test, accomplishment. Anything that you like about yourself. Maybe you like that you're funny, or you like that you're smart, or you like that you're a kind person deep down inside. That counts. And this list needs to be longer than 10 items, guys. It needs to be like 40, 50, or 60 items, okay? Because this is going to be your bank of hardcore, real evidence that you actually are worthy. Whenever you're comparing yourself to someone and you feel self-doubt, don't trust this anymore. This, fired. That's what got you here. Your thoughts, not to be trusted for now, okay? Until we build them up. So when you feel self-doubt and you're comparing yourself to someone like,
Oh my god, she's so smart.
Pause it right there. Go to your list of evidence and read about all of the things that you've actually done. Okay, even keep pictures that you like of yourself or videos of yourself doing something that you're proud of. Go look at the evidence for yourself, because it's not going to let you down ever, unlike somebody. But when you're comparing something that you have to something someone else has that you could actually get, like a financial level or a level in a career that you're pursuing, or like even an outfit, instead of criticizing yourself for why you don't have those things, make a goal for yourself and start taking even the babiest of babiest steps towards that goal, so that you could actually realize you can get anything you want. But speaking of things that we can't actually get, you need to customize who you follow on social media. If you catch yourself comparing yourself to people that look nothing like you, like, girl, it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you don't have a 16-inch waist, okay? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you expecting magic to come into your life overnight and melt away your ribs? Like, tell me how. Tell me how you're gonna get a different color eye, okay? I'm sorry, are you in line for a face transplant? How are you gonna get a different face, a different nose, a different eye color, a different body type? This isn't gonna happen. So why are we even forcing ourselves to be confronted with the temptation to compare ourselves? Just unfollow them. It is that easy, actually, for real. I did this myself. If you find yourself compulsively comparing yourself to people on Instagram, I suggest you even take a break from the app too, because that pattern that your brain has now developed of instantly comparing yourself to anything and everyone, it's gonna get weaker when you give yourself a break from actually being tempted to do it, right? Because if you don't use it, you lose it. And I have personal experience that this works. I was someone who compared myself to everybody on Instagram and I hated it. So I just got off the app and it changed my ability to appreciate myself and stop giving a damn about what everybody else is doing or looks like. It was like night and day. I'm telling you, it's so good. I never even went back. And speaking of social media, the last step to your full package of self-confidence in this method is validation. The source of validation is exactly what separates real self-confidence from a fragile, inflated ego. Weak egos are loud because their only source of strength is an external validation. When you see people constantly bragging about their money and their cars and their grind 24/7, their confidence is rooted in those material things and the validation they get from others for having those things. This is where the saying inflated ego even comes from, okay? What is inflation? It's air. It's nothing, okay? Every balloon will eventually fall to the ground. And just like the air in a balloon is not consistent, neither are other people's validations. But when you have real self-confidence, you can keep your accomplishments, your cars, your money, your grind, all inside of here and not say a word and still feel confident. And not only that, anybody in your presence is going to know without a doubt that you are confident. And we already talked about why, because it's in your posture. It's in how you talk about yourself. And self-validation is such a simple concept. Honestly, I don't have to explain it, but we've made our words so worthless through self-criticism that we can hardly believe it if we tell ourselves we've done a good job. We have to get it from someone else to stand a chance at feeling better. When you get validated by someone else, it lasts like for maybe 30 seconds, maybe a day, but it's always temporary, right? Because then we find ourselves wanting to post another photo on Instagram to get all these likes and comments and ask our boyfriend one more time if he thinks we look beautiful today and call our friend up again to see if we can make them laugh. But if we actually believed ourselves when we just told ourselves, you are great, you are amazing, that stays forever. So let's get into steps to actually start feeling validated by yourself. And one is you need to start validating yourself first. And what this really means is whenever you want validation from someone, you are going to tell yourself what you wish they would say to you first. Even if you don't believe it, your brain puts a value on you telling yourself or going to yourself first. So for example, you just had a promotion at your job and immediately you want to go call your significant other or your best friend or your mom. No, don't call them first. You need to look at yourself in the mirror first or just tell yourself, damn bitch, you did it. You made it. Good for you. And then you can go ahead and call those people. And that way, if that other person doesn't tell you what you want to hear, it ends up being okay over time because you already did that. And the third step is you need to rely on evidence. Whenever you want validation, you are going to go back to this list and see how good you are for yourself. Use that to help yourself feel validated when your words mean nothing. And the last and fourth step to feeling validated is listen along to empowering music and learn the lyrics and sing along. Because this is layering the benefits of positive self-talk with the power that music has over your mindset and over your beliefs. And that is the complete full method to real self-confidence. And it's so simple, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy because it's not. This is going to take effort on your part. So I'm going to give you homework that you can do so you can actually apply this method to your life and get the confidence that you want sooner. Because even if it is hard, it doesn't have to take years. I use these steps for myself and I developed my own confidence within the last 6 months. I swear to you, I used to be someone who couldn't even make a phone call and now I'm talking to strangers in public and like recording YouTube videos of myself, all right? So the first thing you're gonna do starting today is you're gonna pick one thing that you're gonna do for yourself consistently for the next 7 days. It can be drinking a certain amount of water, making your bed, anything to benefit you that you know you're actually gonna follow through with. You can add on making this into a goal. So set a small little itty bitty goal for yourself that you can achieve in literally 2 weeks and start taking baby steps towards that goal every single day. I'm telling you, there's no quicker hack to confidence than achieving goals. The next step of your homework, and you probably guessed it, you need to write the list of every single thing that you like about yourself. Add on to it as the days go on because you'll think of more things over time. This is what you're going to use to combat self-doubt and comparison, which are the things that are tearing apart your self-confidence on the daily. And the last homework I'm gonna give you is start going for 10-minute walks in public. Go to a mall, go to a park, set a timer on your phone, and try to make eye contact with as many people as you can, because this is going to build up your comfort zone and you're gonna feel unbothered in public soon. And watch this video as many times as you need to get this method ingrained into your mind so you can watch how quick your confidence grows, okay? I'm really excited for you to feel the change that I did, because having real confidence makes life so much easier.
You no get the time for the hate and the bad energy. Got my mind on my money.